Hi everyone, this is Anvita Dixit, and today I'm going to be talking to you about applications and SOPs and how to really ace them. So let's get started. Well, the first and the most important application process is your essays and your SOPs. And these are the first pieces of work that your university is going to judge you by. So you really want to make a very good impression. And here's how we can do it. First of all, just try and see what your strengths are while writing in general and what kind of writing you tend to gravitate towards. Are the sentences very short and crisp? Are they long and explanatory and very descriptive? And how would you in general describe your writing style? Because once you know that, then it becomes much easier to use that writing style in the right places throughout your application. So just see if you can assess what your writing style is like and how you're going to use it throughout your application. Well, now let's backtrack a little bit and see where this application process fits in to your overall scheme of things in going abroad. Well, the first thing is you've probably already shortlisted your university, or you're at least thinking about it, and you know what kind of domain or area of expertise you would like to be in. And once you've figured that out, it becomes much easier then to know what kind of application you're going to be looking at. Some applications are quite essay heavy, which means that they rely on long form writing content and they really want you to explain your point deeply. Whereas some other applications are a little shorter and they want you to concisely explain yourself in a few words in specific questions or in an SOP. So again, this would definitely indicate how you should structure your application, and you should see where your strength lies and how you can do better. So once you've done that, let's go right into how we can make this application process smoother and easier for you. So first things first is, if you're looking at essays, you really need to start understanding what is the question that they're asking you. Essays usually have a theme or a specific approach that they want you to take, and there's a specific kind of thinking or understanding that they would like to assess. So definitely a good idea for you to just ponder over the essay question a little bit and try to think about it from a very honest perspective. Some of the best essays are written when they come from a place of honesty and authenticity. So remember to really be yourself, even when you're brainstorming and thinking. Here's what I had done when I had a couple of essay questions in front of me. First, I just laid out some key points that I would like to address in the application or in the essay. And once I jotted those points down, then it just became about connecting the dots. And that made the process so much easier for me. A second way you can approach this is, once you have your talking points, just get to writing. Write down as much as you can, have no filter, and just put down all your thoughts either on paper or on your laptop. What this does is, it gives you a very large bank of content to work with. When you have a large bank of content, you can pick the paragraphs that you want and then put them in the right places in different applications and in different questions. So don't miss out on this content bank as much as you can, because then you just have a wide resource list to look at. Once you've done this, you've got your talking points or your essay points, you've got a good content bank, then you're going to now start structuring it and really fine-tuning it. You might need to cut a little points, you might need to see how you can sharpen the essay or drive the point home a little further. So just see what are those elements that you can improve to make your essay quite hard-hitting and impactful. Remember, you're trying to make a good impression and an honest one. So try and be as clear and concise in the early stages of your writing as much as possible. Now, once you've gone through this essay writing process, let's look at the next step. The next one is to do with statements of purposes, or statements of purpose known as SOPs. So let's understand how we can work on these. Now, in SOPs, you really want to focus on what the academic goal is and what is the course offering. So especially in some places, you have only one SOP. There's no other essay. They just want to look at your SOP. So it needs to be so smartly written that it highlights you as a person, your interests, and then it also talks about what does the course have that matches your interests. And then towards the end, how that amalgamation of you and the course is a success. And by doing so, the reader of your application will be convinced that 1, you know yourself, and 2, you know the course that you're applying for and you've done your homework. So you're someone that has done their due diligence and you know why you want to study here and why you want to go here. So that is something that is super important when you're writing a statement of purpose. Some common mistakes that we make here is that we ramble on about ourselves and we don't really connect it to the course. So then a statement of purpose just becomes about you and is not telling the reader why you and why this course. So make sure you join the dots and you make that connection so it becomes a very well-rounded SOP and it gives the reader something to work with. Alright, so that is how you can look at your essays and also your SOPs. Now here's the next part. Once you've got, say, the first draft of your SOP or your essay, I would suggest keep refining it till you reach, say, draft 2 or draft 3. Once you reach draft 3 and you feel like it's nearly there, then you can give it to someone to read or assess for you. So I would give it out to my friends, to my family, and ask them their opinion on my writing piece and to be very honest with me, because if they're honest, then I can do a better job. And if they tell me exactly where I'm lacking, then I can submit a much better essay or SOP to my university. So fortunately, my parents and my friends were very honest in some places, and because of that, I was able to fix some of the areas of my essays that needed fixing, and it ended up being something that got me through to most of the universities that I applied to. So this is something that's really important. But if you feel like your friends and your family aren't necessarily enough and you want some more guidance, some more support, then I would highly recommend looking at our list of education counselors on the EduFund app. Our education counselors are there to guide you, to help you specifically through higher education and also through admissions. So definitely make use of this wonderful opportunity and see which education counselor you can contact so that your process becomes smoother, easier, and you have a go-to person who can really help you through this entire application process, because it's long and it can get a little bit stressful sometimes. Now, once you've been able to structure your essay, SOP, you've found your points of contact to help you through it, you're pretty much all set. Then all you need to do is read, reread, make sure it's the perfect version that you could possibly submit, and then finally collate it all together with all your personal information, contact details, and everything else that the application asks for. And then once you're really, really sure, then go ahead and hit the submit button. And once it's submitted, be proud of yourself because you did so much work understanding yourself, understanding the course, and it really, really takes a lot of time. So I applaud you for your efforts, and whenever you finish, I think you should applaud yourself as well. So I wish you all the best through this entire process. It can be a long drawn one, but trust me, it's a rewarding one because the process itself is so beautiful and it teaches you so much about yourself. So keep at it. We're all rooting for you at EduFund, and we hope that you're able to write a fantastic essay and an amazing SOP. For any more questions, feel free to reach out and we'd be happy to help you as best we can. We'll now see you in the next set of videos where we're going to talk a little bit about costs associated with living abroad and living expenses. We'll see you in the next one, and take care until then.